Good morning, Internet. I think it's Friday. I think this is SJU. I'm Joe Starr, Dan Merle, Spencer
Hello.
J. Gilbert, Roxy Stryer.
Woo! Hello.
Happy 2019, Roxy Stryer.
Happy 2019.
And
the
happy
best year ever.
Birthday, Dan Merle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dan. Thank you very much.
Oh, I knew it.
How's your birthday
Happy
so
birthday,
far,
Dan.
man?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You do anything fun?
Just got up
Yeah?
and opened a birthday present.
Nice.
You did? What
Cool.
was it?
They're really cool. My girlfriend, who's amazing, got me
That's true.
FSU, Florida State floor mats for my car, which is like the perfect gift because it's something that I would never ever think to get for myself.
That's great.
And yet I love them, so it was very nice.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're just going to say that we also went in on those floor mats.
It's a
I
group
really
Aw,
did.
guys. Nice.
Don't, it's just a
Don't
thing.
mention anything to your girlfriend, but yes,
Yeah.
we were all involved.
She
Well,
didn't
she's
want us to
watching,
know.
so the jig is up.
Mara, thanks for leading the charge on the floor mats that we.
You got it, girl. You way to go.
Settled it up on Venmo later.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you guys want to talk about the Golden Globes?
How'd you know?
Let me rephrase that. Spencer, we're going to talk about the Golden Globes.
So we are, Joe. So it appears.
Carl said, "Hey, who do you think will win Best Picture at the Globes this weekend?" Not the
Nice
not
question,
the one.
Coral.
Not Coral. Nice
Who's gonna
question.
win the Globes?
Coral, who's going to win the Globes? Coral. Not the one you necessarily
Poor
want to win,
Carl.
but who do you think will win? So let's talk Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, and Best Motion Picture Drama. To refresh, the noms for Musical or Comedy are The Favorite, Green Book, Vice,
Hilarious.
Mary Poppins Returns, I know, right? And Crazy Rich Asians. Who do you guys think will win the Golden Globe?
I don't understand the category anymore. I know
It
that's
is
not
weird.
the
It's
thing
always
that we're talking
weird.
about, but
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's true. It's always weird. But like, what? Like, so little sense is made of that.
Well,
Yeah.
the Martian, Get Out, like all hilarious musical comedies
Yeah.
that the Golden Globes have celebrated
At
in
least
recent
the
years.
premise of The Martian, I understand why that could be kind of comedic. Like, are you kidding? Okay,
I guess it's
but
like
that
there's
wasn't your
there's
question.
elements of humor in 4 out of the 5, I guess, and elements of music in Green Book.
I mean, but not
Yeah, which
Bohemian
one?
Green Book
Rhapsody.
has some laughs.
Yeah, some lulls.
But some not laughs too. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. It doesn't matter
Bef-
anymore,
well,
I guess.
Let's keep clearing this up though before we get into who we think will win. Because Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, okay. But over here,
A Star is
in
Born
Best
and
Motion
Bohemian
Picture for
Rhapsody.
Drama, yeah, shouldn't those be in musical?
What?
Bohemian Rhapsody and Stars Born, yeah.
They're
what?
both more. It doesn't make any sense.
No. And I did laugh a few times in Black Panther. There were some funny moments.
Yeah, there were some
Yeah,
funny moments.
Black Klansman too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes
I,
that a drama? I
I-
mean, you don't have to tell me. I know. I'm just saying. There are as many laughs in Black Klansman as there are in a lot of the comedy movies.
Like, what makes that a drama over Green Book? What I totally
Yeah,
I mean,
get
they
what you're
submit
saying.
it. I
Or
think
the
the
favorite.
studios submit
They
it
get
in
to
whatever
choose what
category they
category they
want
want.
to submit it. But like Black Klansman is one that, even though it is very heavy, I think could ultimately, if they had so desired, been submitted in the comedy category, and people would have been like, okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
don't
I know.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
It's weird.
I guess it's all just gamesmanship of what category they think they have the best chance of winning. So they submit their movie as that. And the Golden Globes
I don't think they were
just
did it
says, "Oh, we
smartly."
love the stars." Okay, whatever you say.
I love your Golden Globes voice.
I don't know.
Is that the Golden Globe?
Because it's the Hollywood Foreign Press. I just
Yeah.
imagine it's somebody who just
Is that the voice of Goldie Globe?
yeah,
Yes, Golden Globe.
exactly.
Hey! All that said, Roxy, who will win Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy? Will it be The Favorite, Green Book, Vice, Mary Poppins Returns, or Crazy Rich Asians? I'm stalling for you to think.
I think Green Book.
Green Book?
I think that it will be Green Book because it's the Globes, because it's Green Book. I mean,
Solid
I
reasons.
truly don't
It's
know.
a very Golden Globes
I don't
movie.
think it will be Poppins or Crazy Rich Asians. So
Okay.
I think that those are ultimately out. The top 3, it really could be any of those 3. However, I think that we don't want to. They don't tend to like pick something like Vice because of the political nature of it and like trying to not be like, we're liberals and we like things like this, and they're like, no, we don't.
We like everybody.
So between
Yeah.
Green Book and The Favorite, I'm
Okay.
going Green
Well,
Book, but it's kind of toss-up.
I will pick Vice by sheer force of numbers because it is the most nominated film of the entire Golden Globes. So clearly somebody on that nominating committee. I'm not sure if it works the same as the Oscars, if the whole membership gets to vote on.
Well, none of them had
no.
seen it,
None of them
probably,
have
to
had
be
it.
clear, before when they nominated it. So I think maybe now that they've seen it, they won't vote.
Allegedly have seen it.
Allegedly.
They
Also
saw
pronounced
Supposedly.
Vichy.
Vichy. I think that they saw the trailer for Vice and were like, "Wow, what a transformation!" And that will win.
He sure
Best
gained
Picture,
all that
musical
weight.
or comedy.
Dan, thoughts?
I'm split between Crazy Rich Asians and Green Book. I think I will agree and say that it will be Green Book, but I would not be shocked if it was Crazy Rich Asians.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
into
I'll
that?
bet that movie could throw a hell of a brunch for the Hollywood Foreign Press, and
Yeah.
shake some hands, pat some backs, and
Well, and it's a good movie, which helps.
they're all good movies. I don't
They're all
think
good
one that
movies.
fits
They're
in
no,
this
yeah,
category.
but it's a good movie. It fits in the category. It is the Hollywood Foreign Press, so it has kind of in addition to being a hit movie, it has a international appeal. I think it's a good summation of a lot of the successes of 2018. I could see that winning very easily, but
and they're going to recreate that party on like the oil tanker.
Yes.
For the
Yeah,
Hollywood,
for the
Foreign
Hollywood
Press.
Foreign Press.
And then
Yeah.
say, "We hope we have your support."
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Goldie, I hope you remember this great party.
I still lean toward Green Book.
The only one I think will not win is Mary Poppins Returns.
Because it's not good.
Ooh, I haven't seen it yet.
Woof.
I liked it a
Wow,
little.
okay.
I quite enjoyed it, but
I'm
what
shocked.
else
I'm
would you
so
expect?
Oh my god! I bumped into at the movie theater a lovely boy named Alex who came up to me and said, "I love you on Screen Junkies. You're Roxy Stryer. My favorite thing is you and Dan not agreeing on a single thing. It
That's
makes
true.
my day." And I was like, "Yeah."
We
that's
agree on very
mine
little,
too.
but that's okay.
But that is okay. We agree on the fact that it's okay.
Yes,
If
exactly.
you guys ever
So
do
shout out
agree
to
on
him.
something, a skybeam happens in the middle of the studio, and I don't want that.
Can't be contained.
That was a good note, Rox.
It really was.
Nice.
You sustained and everything.
Happy
You should have
birthday,
been
Dan.
nominated for. Well, you should have been nominated for Best Musical because all the musicals are in Best Motion Picture Drama. So you should have
Yeah.
been nominated for Best Motion Picture Drama. Who's gonna win? Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Black Panther, Stars Born, Bohemian Rhapsody. Dan.
Any of them could take it, except for I think maybe Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, I feel the opposite.
But
Maybe I'm Roxy now.
I think I
an
have a
R.
suspicion that the Golden Globes will be the beginning of the avalanche of A Star Is Born through the awards season.
Okay, okay.
So that is my prediction.
All right.
Yeah,
Spencer, what's your Roxy thought?
I thought Bohemian was the leader in the clubhouse simply because of the global appeal of that movie and the absolute cross-cultural, cross-everything barrier that Queen breaks down. And like, it's a movie that you can't help but love and stand up and cheer for. And that's the kind of movie that the Hollywood Foreign Press
okay.
generally rewards.
Roxy, what's your Spencer thought?
Well, I actually guess I have Dan thoughts today. 'Cause we agree on both these. I think that it's going to go to A Star Is Born.
And the
nailed
roof
it
of the
the second
Ghostbusters
time.
building just exploded.
I do agree that it could probably go to any of these. Probably not If Beale Street Could Talk, but the other ones I think all have a fair shot. I just think that Bohemian Rhapsody was not as loved as it was by me, by most people. So I think A Star Is Born, universally, people walked out of that and they were like, this is the gold standard of the year.
The juggernaut begins.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you think?
Well, the interesting thing to me is because we're also going to talk a little bit about the Producers Guild of America released their Best Picture nominations today.
Oh, did they? Mm-hmm. Do we have them?
Yes, I will read them to you. Black Klansman, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, A Quiet Place, Roma, Stars Born, and Vice.
Quiet Place.
Yeah,
Wow.
Quiet Place
That's
snuck in there.
I'm trying to
I
think.
think it deserves that.
Yeah.
So if-
well, I got snubbed out of Best Comedy
If
for the
Beale
Golden
Street
Globes.
Could Talk isn't in there,
And
so that's a
musical,
big
wow.
one.
Mm-hmm.
What's Green Book in? Green Book is in there.
Green Book is in there.
Okay,
Sorry if you
so
can
sorry,
read my
I'm
doctor
looking at
writing.
that. I did not see these, so I'm just trying to see what are the
What are the differences?
what are the ones that are any front runners that aren't in there. Let's see. Yeah,
Roma was my...
Roma. Roma wasn't eligible. Roma and
the
A
Globes.
Quiet Place are the two PGAs that were not eligible.
Okay.
or that weren't nominated for the Globes, and Roma wasn't
But they
eligible.
were eligible. Or
Roma wasn't. It's weird. They had some rule in the Golden Globes, which I don't understand, that a foreign language film isn't eligible for Best Picture.
Cool.
Which is weird for the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yeah.
but it
so
can't possibly be the Best Picture. Dan.
We hate ourselves.
yeah, exactly. Like, isn't it? Whatever.
Goldie.
So I guess A Quiet Place would be the one thing in the Producers Guild things that were just like, oh wow, that's kind of out of left field.
Yeah, interesting.
Do you guys have any other predictions or hopes or dreams for the Golden Globes that you want this year?
I'm very curious for the hosting combination of Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh.
Yeah.
The comedic
It's very
duo.
Classic
That-
comedy duo.
That is, I like them both, but that's like peanut butter and tuna fish, as Borat would say. So I'm not sure how that's going to go together, but I'm excited to see.
I could see her delivering some Lonely Island jokes really well.
Yeah.
She will rap, I promise you.
Okay, we'll see.
Roxy?
I was thinking the exact same thing. I kind of feel like I'm more excited for this than the Oscars right now, which is
The hostless Oscars.
Yeah, the hostless Oscars.
Just gonna drop it in like from a void, like Best Picture,
Yeah.
Roma.
Because this feels kind of goofy, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because, like, why not? All right, the whole concept of the awards is slightly goofy, so
Yeah.
I don't know. And the combination of the two of them, I don't understand, like, how that was selected. And I love them both as well. I still am on season 15
like
of Grey's Anatomy.
I feel like
so
Dolphins
it's
hit
strong.
some buttons.
Yeah, seriously, it was like beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep,
Yeah.
beep.
The Oscars need to just be crazy this year. Like, all the categories should be announced wrong. You should just really be wondering if anyone, because it just needs to be like, I don't want
Beach balls in the crowd.
beach balls in the crowd. Like, I don't want political humor. I don't want a host controversy. Like, it should just release this pressure valve a little bit, instead of like, because I know that Ellen's trying to get Kevin Hart's job back now, so now we're going into
that
another
was
cycle of
wild.
Oscar host stuff, and it's like, I agree, no host. Just
You want no host?
No host. Just let it go off. Just let it. Don't even have a rundown. Just
it
let
just-
it do whatever it does. Just let it go nuts. Like, why not?
So like they open the doors and we just see what happens?
Just put an Oscar on the stage at the beginning of every
See who gets
category,
it.
and it's like
See
a
who
battle
gets it
royale.
first.
Just see who gets
I
to
like
it
that.
first.
Okay. I like
Oscars
this.
2019 hashtag F it.
If I don't
Yep.
see, Nicole Kidman fighting Glenn Close to get an Oscar. I mean, come on.
I think I got close.
Because it'd be
in that.
psychological
Yeah.
warfare.
Me-
That's the thing.
100%.
It wouldn't be a physical
Yeah,
fight.
Nicole
yeah.
Kidman's got the reach,
no,
but still.
Kidman, no.
Yeah.
No,
But
she
Glenn
doesn't
Close
have
has
to
been
fight.
around
Australian,
longer.
though.
Yeah, Glenn Close, once she gets in.
Yeah.
She's an
man.
infighter,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Just, like, break it all down, burn it down, whatever. Why not?
How much apologizing for snubbing Toni Collette will happen at the Golden Globes for you to be happy with the show?
It would have to be a 3-hour
Just Toni Collette
show.
apology fest.
Every 2 minutes, Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh need to walk out on stage and not complicitly, but very
Implicitly.
explicitly
Explicitly.
apologize
One of the implicit.
Sure.
for the
Explicitly.
exclusion of Toni Collette.
Fair.
As I suspect the Oscars will also have to.
My big snub that I was thinking about was that I also want apologies for, aside from Tony Shalhoub. Everyone knows my love for him, is Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek. She plays one of the daughters, and when you are the funniest person in a cast that includes Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, you deserve an award.
Yeah, you're still
I
up.
still don't watch
Schitt's
that
Creek.
show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll watch one of these
Spenny
days.
G.
It's
Good
good.
one.
It's good. Rocks.
Yeah.
Or any weird snubs or Golden Globe blue?
Yeah, I've got some, but I have to look a little closer to know which ones I want to actually think. You're upset about what, Hereditary? Is that-
Toni Collette was not nominated for a Golden Globe, and while she's making a lot of the dark horse contender lists for the Oscars, I think that it's highly unlikely that she's going to be nominated for Best Actress for Hereditary, and I'm very upset by this because I feel that she gave a fantastic, amazing performance that is not going to go recognized by the award shows.
There you go.
It's very upsetting.
Okay.
It is. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hashtag an Oscar for Tony with an
right.
I, with an I.
Yeah.
Hashtag an Oscar for Tony.
Shark
We're
Eats
still
Roth,
doing this.
Oscar for Tony.
Oscar for
Yeah.
Tony. I think the Academy Awards are a little more pressing. So let's do an Oscar for Tony, and then we'll go back to Shark Eats Roth.
Okay, yeah.
Because
No,
the shark
that's
can eat
great.
Roth anytime.
Agreed.
We're running out of time to get
I miss
Tony
our
Collette an
Shark?
Oscar.
Yeah. Do what?
Oh,
I
sorry,
saw
Spencer.
this
I
all
missed
over
a show.
Twitter, too. I don't know
Oh,
why are sharks eating
our
Roth?
goal for 2019 is to get Roth into like a bad sci-fi shark movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that
great.
a
The
shark can eat her.
Asylum.
Yeah, let's
we
start
want
that.
we want the Asylum to have a shark eat Ross
Cool.
in 2019.
Yeah.
I think that
feel like we can do
there's
this.
some mutual follows between me, you, and the trauma people. We might be able to reach out and make something happen.
Maybe.
I like that.
Yeah.
Toxic Avenger fights Roth.
Worst
Okay.
case scenario, let's
Watch that
just
too.
film something.
Or let's just do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to actually make something? Nah. Let's just poke at other people's stuff. Hunter asks, when I went to see Spider-Verse,
Peek into Joe's brain there.
I had to sit in the front row. The angle was so weird, I'm going to go see it again. Question, if the showing is sold out, do you sit in the front row or do you just wait for another showing to get a decent seat? Dan, are you a front row boy?
I'm not a front row boy. Well, it depends.
That's
on
our
the,
J-pop
it-
band.
I like that. It's front row boy. It
row
depends on the
boys.
venue. There's some places like ArcLight that have a very big.
Headroom?
Trough.
No, like a big space between the front trough for people to eat.
Yeah.
A very big room between the front row and the screen where it's not as bad, although it's still not preferable. But
Yeah.
we went my last movie pass purchase. As there was one movie remaining that it allowed me to see in a theater 45 miles away. But I went to see Three Identical Strangers, and it was completely sold out. And this theater, they should not have sold the seats in the front row because we bought tickets. We got there a little late. We bought tickets and literally had to look at
yeah.
the screen like this, and it was like warped and distorted. And there was no way that you could actually enjoy a film watching it from there. And we got up, we left, and went and paid to go see it at another theater.
Dang.
So I do not like the front row. If I have the choice of it, I will sit. I don't like. I will get up and leave the front row if it's a bad experience. But I had the luxury of Movie Pass. If I'd actually paid for my ticket, like not out of a pyramid scheme, then it's not a pyramid scheme. I don't want to get sued. Then I probably
might
would
stay.
just be stuck. But
Yeah.
If I have any option whatsoever, no
front row.
No front row.
Roxy, front row boy?
I will say that if I'm buying a ticket and I see that the only seats available are front row, I definitely won't. But a lot of the things that we go to are press screenings, and if it means that it's the only way I'm able to see the movie early, then I'll sit in the front row, which sucks. Or if it's a premiere, because I'm like so low down on the invite list, usually they'll stick me in the first 3 rows, and I'm so grateful to be there. But that bites. Like I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming at the Chinese theater in the front row, and it was for the premiere. And
Yeah,
it was
that's
like,
rough.
I was like. Everything that was coming at you, I left with a pounding headache.
I'll just
My
post
eyes
up.
were crossed.
I'll just post up in the side right by the entrance to the auditorium. If
Yeah, I'm a
I
side
got
guy.
a choice. Yeah, I'm a side guy.
I'm
I'm
not
just
front
leaning
row
against that
boy.
wall.
Standing
Yeah.
during a movie to me is worse than sitting in the front row. There's something about it that I cannot stop thinking about the fact that I'm standing and I can't pay attention.
Fair enough.
I had to sit so close the first time I saw The Bourne Supremacy
Oh no.
that I had to go back and see it again because I literally could not tell what
No.
was happening.
So many
because
shaky close-ups.
Paul Greengrass was doing this the whole movie, and it's like I was so close. I was like, did he just hit a guy with a magazine? What is that a pen? What's happening? It was incomprehensible that close.
Ugh, yeah.
Glenn Close.
Glenn
Glenn Close. You got to get in close. Elliot asks, in honor of Bandersnatch, if you could change a character's decision in a movie, what movie and what character decision would you choose?
Easy.
Spencer, I know you've been giving this a lot
you
of thought.
haven't?
Oh, I haven't been giving this a lot of thought. I'm just annoyed by Blunderblump or whatever Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah,
I like Blunderblump.
Bandersnatch,
too.
Bandersnatch, Cumberbatch. It sucks. I tried to choose various things and assuming that they would lead to different outcomes. No, it just ends. It's just like, no, you made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Multiple times I was like, because I guess that was like, I was so interested. Oh my God, they must have filmed so much and filmed so many different branching outcomes. And I know they say it's like 1,000 or 1,000,000,000,000 possibilities, depending on if you choose, sugar pops or honey beans or whatever they'd say in the beginning of that stupid fucking thing.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but you just described it very well.
Yeah, but like you try to make decisions of any consequence, and it's like,
Nope.
try again. No, I guess it's over. The movie maybe just ends in the middle of it with you jumping off the roof, and then it's just like, no, you shouldn't have done that. Why don't you try again?
Yeah.
That happened to me over and over and over again. And it's like, what? This is a choose your own adventure book where it's like, you lost. Like flip back to page 17.
Well, there was even when they were doing there were so many frustrating choose your own adventure books that were like, do you follow the ninja onto the jet skis or do you follow the ninja to the helicopter? And you're like, jet skis, and it's like, no, there's no water. You did it dumb. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Well, granted, I was trying to choose what I thought would be like the wrong choices for the character to make, just to see if they bothered to like follow through and like film this stuff. But it was mostly, no, you will not do that. This is, so to me, stupid, gimmick, good for memes, and that's about it. Dislike. There better be a real Black Mirror coming
Elliot, we appreciate
real Black Mirror's
your
having to play. What was Elliot's question?
If you could
change the character's
change the
decision?
character's
In a
decision.
movie. But I'm glad we got that big passion out of you.
I don't know.
Rocks?
Yep. 100% without a doubt. The movie that was ruined for me by a single decision was Henry Cavill's Superman not saving his dad when he could. It destroyed who Superman is as a character.
But his dad said, "Don't worry about it."
But
man.
then for him to come
did
out,
the hand thing.
for him to come out into the world like 0.2 seconds later, and it's all over a frickin' dog. And the whole situation was. It didn't make any sense. If he's unable to save his dad due to illness or an accident that he's not there for, it makes complete sense why his character would turn the way that he does. But when he's literally watching him and chooses not to save his life, I'm not on his team anymore. And I still, to this day, am not on Superman's team because of it. And it ruined the character for me. And that's a big problem, obviously.
Solid.
I got one for. We did mention it on his trailer, but it was what was it? Knives Chow instead of Fiona at the end of Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
what the hell, man?
Yeah.
I guess they both suck, so they deserve each other at the end. Scott Pilgrim and Fiona. But come on, man, she was ride or die from the beginning.
Yeah.
Ramona, whatever.
Or should Knives and Ramona just been like, we don't
Or
need this
Princess
dude.
Fiona, which should have been an out-of-the-box, unconventional choice.
Why
Yeah,
did
out of the
Scott
box
Pilgrim end up with Fiona? It is a huge misstep. Why doesn't every movie character end up with Fiona?
With Fiona. This is a very low stakes one, but it's if you've seen Swingers, it makes me physically uncomfortable every time there's the scene where Jon Favreau keeps calling the girl back and
Leaving
talking to her
messages,
machine and like, hey, I don't know if you got this, and then it stops, and then he keeps calling her. Like, I wish the little bar would come up and it was like, call her back. Forget about it, dude. And I would just like click, forget about it, dude, because it's so it makes me physically uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
He keeps calling her and he keeps calling her and he keeps calling her, and it's oh my god, it's like stop it, stop.
But that's
Stop.
like the brilliance of the scene, too, kind of.
It is, but I wish that there was just one time that I could watch Swingers and it would just like,
It'd show you the like.
and I would just like hang up and go talk to Vince Vaughn. Like that should be an option because that would make the viewing experience much more comfortable for me.
I find myself often watching shows and movies like really wishing that everyone would just stop the dumb things they're doing and be happy. Like early on in Dexter, I found myself a lot just being like, I'd watch a season of this show where no one was getting murdered and he was just liked his job and dated his girlfriend and raised his kid. I just watched this
Conflict-free TV.
Yeah,
Yes.
conflict-free TV, just very bland. It's fine. Dexter. He kept killing people and then they killed their show. Tom asked, what's your favorite thing you watched during your break?
Wow.
I'm going to ask Billy.
Whoa.
I know a lot of people weren't
catch 'em.
into it, but we watched Mary Queen of Scots, and I don't know anything about any of that side of history or that point in history, and I was really into it.
Right
I
on.
liked it. a
Mary
lot.
Queen of Scots.
Yeah.
Rocks.
I watched a couple different comedy specials. I watched Relatable, Ellen DeGeneres'.
pretty good.
And
Pretty good there.
yeah, I actually thought it was good. I was ready to like dislike it because from the trailers or previews that I'd seen, I'd be like, oh, this is not at all relatable. But she really went in on herself, and I thought that was really great. And I also watched Liza Schlesinger's comedy special.
Liza's also a funny lady.
She was so funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. So those were both really good. And I saw Bumblebee, which I hadn't seen, which I really enjoyed.
Nice.
Spencer, what did you watch? during your break?
I saw my first Neil Breen movie, Fateful Findings.
Ooh.
Wow. I recommend going in blind because you will come out of it blind because your eyes will melt from the sheer glory of Neil Breen. It's I don't know, if Tommy Wiseau is cocaine, then this is crack. He is like, they distilled Tommy Wiseau into an essence and then made it like even more intense and mind melting. And I started with Fateful Findings. I hear there's more. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm not sure how much more I can handle. You do see his ass within the first 20 minutes, like a Wizzo. All the actors seem to be people he roped into or out of the street in Santa Fe. I don't know where it is. It's brilliant.
Are you
It's
saying you
unintentional
prefer
brilliance.
crack to cocaine?
I'm just saying it's like a stronger rush. I don't know.
So you
both sound
don't
good.
know whether it's crack.
They both sound great. I have not seen Bumblebee yet, which is weirdly out of character for me. I watch my wife's stepdad loves watching. Look, if it's about people that live in Alaska and live in the woods or are roughing it, or he watches it, and I just watched a ton of that. And I loved it.
Do you mean like reality?
Yeah, like Alaskan
like
bush people.
They're panning
and
for gold and trees.
Ice road truckers. Like like a lady who lives on a tent on the ice and she's like, oh, there's a moose out there. And she just like points a gun at the flap of her tent and shoots a moose. Because she's got to survive.
That's true.
Mooses, they're meese.
Meese.
What's multiple moose?
Just
Yeah,
moose.
moose.
Meese, yeah.
Moose is moose
moose-eye.
and moose.
That's
no.
they're
just
freaky.
moose.
They're big.
They're big, man. Moose are big. Dan, what's the biggest moose you ever saw?
Oh, I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Top
I
10.
get it. Top 10. We do need more top 10s.
Top
We
10
didn't
moose.
really do it like an end of 2018.
We're going to.
Okay.
And in that spirit, for people that ask, like, why haven't you done a best of 2018 list? It's because we used the break to see all the movies, or not all of them. I can still watch 20 more movies. And
Me
still
too.
But wasn't the best thing, but I did watch, it seemed like the critical community was like, there's a line in the sand about Vice for some reason. It was like, you are for it or against it. I didn't not enjoy it. I actually quite enjoyed Vice. But I would say my favorite thing that I watched was, as I was catching up on things that I had missed, was Revenge.
Ooh.
Which I really, really liked. It is brutal and bloody and visceral and intense, but I liked it a lot.
Okay. Right on.
So.
I watched Sorry to Bother You on a flight.
I still haven't seen that.
Nice.
Which the lady sitting next to me just loved glancing over at my laptop every now and then and just like being like,
Okay.
I love that movie.
Were you on
totally
board?
worth
You were on
watching.
board after the thing happened?
Oh yeah, so on board.
Okay.
That was. I wish I had seen that movie when I was like in my early 20s.
Okay.
You know, you have your like pantheon of things when you were at like a very impressionable age where you were like, okay, that's my aesthetic and those are the things I'm interested in. Oh man, I wish I had seen that when I was like a 19-year-old kid. Would have changed my life, man. Would have changed my life.
What just happened?
I don't know. I'm just trying to transition and get us
Can
through
that
this.
person
Yeah,
talk
what's-
to Goldie?
Hey, Goldie.
Goldie is just Super Mario. I feel like.
It is.
I'm on the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Golden Globes.
Thank you so much.
It's a Roxy.
He's a me.
it's a you.
He's a me.
Drew, let's close out. Big finish, guys. Drew says, he asks, in fact, what would you say makes a film horror as opposed to a thriller? Is there really a significant difference, or is it just a matter of semantics?
Interesting.
It's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a gray area.
Silence of the Lambs is one that is both horror and thriller. I would say that things like jump scares push a movie very heavily into the realm of horror other than thriller. You know, blood and gore, serial killers, you know, the sort of conventions of the horror genre. But you have movies like Hereditary, which are many things. It's definitely a horror movie, but it's also a drama. It's also, I think, a thriller in a weird way. Yeah, it's as with everything. It's just like we're talking about with Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's a sliding scale.
What
But
do you
I think
call-
jump scares and stuff like that take it squarely into the realm of.
I'm
this
sure
is
there's
a
things
horror
that
movie.
don't fit how I'm gonna separate it in my head, but to me, a thriller, like the excitement of a thriller, comes from like what's going to happen, like in the plot and in the story, and horror is like how is it going to happen, which we know what's going to happen, which is like people are going to die one way or another, or something's going to get by something else.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is that going to go down? Whereas a thriller is like, what's this? What's that? Oh, how does this
Yeah.
connect to
I
that
like
thing?
that. Yeah.
That's
of a mystery.
Rox, you had a
Yeah.
question or a qualifier?
Well, I have a couple things. I've struggled with this forever. I'm really bad at identifying what's a horror and what's a thriller because when people ask me what's my favorite horror movie, I say The Sixth Sense, and they say that that's not a horror movie. So
It counts. Ghosts.
but I'm horrored by it. So, so to me, it is. What would you guys say A Quiet Place is? A thriller?
It's horror.
That's horror.
I think it leans toward horror, but it's also definitely a thriller. Signs is one that I've always like. Is it horror or thriller?
I don't know. I know there are differences, and I feel like sometimes I can point them out, but then sometimes other people disagree, and I don't really think it's for somebody to say what, to me, is a thriller or horror. But we should definitely nominate all movies in this category for musical or comedy.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah,
And
they're
that's the
all
only
musical or
thing.
comedies. Yeah.
Thriller to me is very clearly defined as a movie starring Ashley Judd where she's trying to figure out who murdered her husband, and like Morgan Freeman plays the detective that's helping her. Like
So you're asking
that's
a question.
that's a thriller.
Like trying to find
Okay.
something or
Yeah.
Okay.
Like those are like things that in the 90s my mom and dad would have been like, we're going to see that in the theater.
Like Prisoners?
Those are,
Whatever
yeah,
the
like
poster
Prisoners,
is,
yeah.
someone's face is half in shadow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Prisoners would be one. Or if it came on at like 11:30 on Cinemax on a Saturday, it's a thriller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's a detective trying to help a lady, and they end up making sex.
There's
and
an
then
adjective in the
she
title.
kills him.
It's like fateful or dangerous. Or
Yeah, those are
something.
thrillers.
Yes.
Those are thrillers. Because I would say Sixth Sense, just a horror movie. There are thrills in it.
When I say
But
that
it's
you're
a
a
horror
horror movie, everybody's
I did something for charting where I had to like look up different stuff for horror, and I was trying to go through and determine all time something I don't even remember. They out the one ear.
Sure.
But I had to like draw a line, and it was like arbitrary. But I call it the Ghostbusters line, and it was like, what is a horror and what's not a horror? And for me, when I was trying to determine what it was like, I drew the line at Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is on the side of not horror.
Sure.
Yep.
And everything else is on the side of yes horror, and it's the
So
ghost.
it only
the
has to be
Ghostbusters-
scarier than Ghostbusters.
Well, no,
to
it's not
qualify as
scary,
horror.
but like the Ghostbusters line basically was just like, is it known more for this, or is it known more for this? And for me, Ghostbusters was like, yes, it's got ghosts and it's got horror elements, but it's known more as a comedy. So I
Right.
don't count Ghostbusters as horror. But Silence of the Lambs, because I include Silence of the Lambs, people are like, Silence of the Lambs isn't a horror movie. I'm like, I would say that it is.
I think it
but
totally
barely.
is.
But it's different kinds of horror.
horror.
Yeah, it's just very arbitrary. I think.
Okay, it's 1998. You're a blockbuster. Is Silence of the Lambs in the horror section or the thriller/drama section?
Oh, that's tough.
I think it's in the horror section.
Yeah.
It just so to me is horror. So I don't.
I'm gonna go drama just because of the prestige. I think, and unfairly
the
can lift
Oscar,
it out
yeah.
of the horror
But
category.
at that time, do you feel like
Yeah, at the time it was like an Oscar movie, right? It was like
It won the Big Five.
yeah. So it's like that to them automatically is like, no, that's not a horror film. It couldn't
Hmm.
be that good. It's a drama with eating people.
Well,
It's a drama. That should be the tagline. It's a drama with eating people.
Yep.
I don't know if we helped, Drew.
Nope.
no, definitely
that's
not.
the Screen
I
Junkies
The,
actually-
the
promise.
answer is that there is no objective criteria, but the internet markets an objective criterion,
Yeah.
which we have none.
Genres are just like their heuristics. It's like, here's a general sense of what to expect. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's not black and white.
Yeah, Billy, what do you think?
Huh? What?
Yep.
Hell yeah, man!
Sorry, I'm
Billy
trying
checked
to
out.
schedule our next month of
I know.
movie
I did
fights
that.
right
That was
now.
mean of me. I saw you working on movie fights, and I just thought I'd shout at you.
It's gonna be a good month though.
More
I'll tell you
free
that.
tapes.
Yeah, actually, it's gonna be a real good month for movie fights. Guys, that's our show. Well done, Rox. Well done. You just got nominated for Best Drama. Spencer, nicely done.
Yes.
Man, good show.
Thank you.
Guys, you and Roth reviewed Bird Box and Bandersnatch.
It's up now.
the two big
Okay.
bees,
The
and they
two
can watch
bees,
it now.
the two big Netflix bees. We got a review up right now, and later today, and I think it's going to go out this afternoon. We reviewed the only major new wide release this weekend, Escape Room,
Oh.
which now joins. 2017, the first movie I saw was The Bye Bye Man. 2018, the first movie I saw was Insidious: The Last Key, and 2019, the first movie I saw was Escape Room.
Wow.
So let's see if it breaks the curse.
We'll find
I
out.
have a sense, but I'm not sure.
A Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Which
The
is
answer-
very thrilling and horrific.
Might surprise you.
Okay.
Find out later.
Will it?
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you. Thank you.